What is up, RAFFERS? Thank you very much for joining myself and got a special guest, Mikey McKernan, on episode 42 of RAF Talks.
Hi, Internet.
What's up? All right, well, RAFFERS, this is a little different. You notice the background is not the same. We are not in outer space. We are actually in Phoenix, Arizona, Mesa, to be exact. And I'm using my aunt's room, my aunt's house today, so.
Shout out to family.
Yeah. Woo. Hopefully they don't mind me bringing a white guy.
Yikes.
Nah, dude, they won't. They're freaking awesome. Let's see.
I know a little Spanish. No.
Perfect, bro. Actually, you'd be surprised. My family here, they're very light skinned.
Oh, nice.
Mexicans, so.
Did anybody ever get mistaken?
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure they do. They get away with it. They're one of the lucky ones.
It's so funny too, because I know, people will be like, "You're too light," and they make fun of people like that. It's like, damn.
Can't get it right or wrong, yeah? But anywho, regardless, I want to say thank you to Mikey McKernan, Internet RAFFERS. If you don't know who Mikey McKernan is, go give him a follow at
Mikey Mckernan.
That's right. He's not funny. You may have seen a lot of stickers. Yeah, that's right, dude.
They're in the car.
There's a lot of stickers in and around LA and all over he's been, because everywhere he goes, people love him so much that they'll put a sticker on all their stuff, right?
Yeah, you gotta leave your skid marks wherever you go.
Yeah, I gotta start doing that.
I know, I told you.
I just leave my presence.
What do you, you got a name for your people?
RAFFERS.
That's funny.
RAF, real as fuck. That's what it stands for. RAF Talks. And we only get the realest out here. Mikey, by the way, I met him out in LA pre-COVID, of course. I've been out in LA going on 4 years. And when I first got there, I was sitting up every open mic. And one person that was always there, man. I saw this guy almost in every open mic and in every mic he killed. And not only is he hilarious, he's also a fucking awesome dude. One of the first people to open their arms up for me, welcome me, and tell me where the other mics are at.
Not literally, like we weren't hugging.
Oh, come on, dude. Like, tell the truth. This is real as fuck, man.
I'm an affectionate person. My arms were open. Arms wide open.
So, Mikey, man, where are you originally from, dude?
Rancho Cucamonga, California.
Oh, right on, man.
Yeah, the IE. You ever do comedy in the IE?
Yeah. I have a lot of good friends out there. Chicago.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I love that scene.
Friends, I'm like Chicago. No, I know a lot of other comics,
whoever
man.
He's hanging out with.
But I draw blanks, Anthony, I believe. Anthony Gutierrez.
You ever work with the buddy system out there? It's like a little crew of dudes.
No.
They're really good dudes. Shout out to the buddy system.
Right on. Hell yeah, man. Look forward to meeting them out there. So how long have you been out there doing stand-up, bro?
In LA?
Yeah.
13 years.
13 years?
March 21st, 2008 was my first open mic at Romancing the Bean in Burbank. R.I.P. Well, technically they're still open. They just moved locations.
Dude, but 13 years, man.
I know. People are surprised.
That is badass. No, that's great, man. I've only been doing it like 8 years. And yeah, people are surprised as well. Like what, that long? A lot of people think that.
Is that your
that
agent?
You just walk in. That's my dumbass not putting silence on it.
Oh, is that your aunt being like, can you guys keep it down?
Yeah. Stop talking to yourself. They don't believe I have friends.
I always make jokes about dogs on Zoom, because like people will be doing the Zoom and then they're talking and then the dogs will like jump in the laugh and try to like lick their face. Because what people don't having is they just see you just talking to having a conversation to nobody. So the dogs are like, you alright, dude? Like, it's cool, man. Like, don't worry, I'm here, relax.
Who are you talking to?
Yeah, you're like just having a one-sided conversation.
Oh, man. This guy's going crazy. That is badass, man. So, oh man, 13 years. I forgot what else. I had a follow-up questions. I had that's what I was gonna say. That's badass that you actually remember the date.
Yeah.
To your open mic, dude. My first one, I remember where it was at, but I don't remember the date.
Where was it at?
It was in El Paso, Texas, and it was at this pizza place called the Pizza Joint.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, man. Great pizza, man. Shout out to those people.
Man, it's always so fun, too, because it's like every comic, it's like some pizza place, some coffee shop, horrible bar. So you started in El Paso?
Yeah, that's where I started. And the reason I don't remember a lot of the first year of my starting stand-up was because I would get really, really drunk and high just to have the courage to go up.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, just to not feel like, not to feel so much stage fright.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And although it did help with losing inhibitions, right? But it didn't help with what I was saying, if that makes sense.
Yeah, dude. Well, every comic, like when you're first starting out, you definitely like lean on those.
Yeah.
Because you're like, man, I'm so freaking nervous. I don't want to throw up. So you're like, I'm gonna get a little hammered and stuff. And I used to love doing it. Like I was like, oh man, I can't wait to go to this one bar. Like we had this one open mic called Michael's Pub, and it was like the one spot that give you 10 minutes.
Oh wow.
And there was nobody there, of course, just like comics. But man, she poured her drink so clear. And I remember getting hammered and loving it, but my problem was I'd slur. And so that's where I was like, dude, I gotta stop. Because it's like you gotta make sure you can hear it and you can speak clearly.
I understand,
so. And I hold the mic on my chin, like I wish I didn't, but it's such a crutch.
Okay, yeah.
And so if I'm slurring and it's like this, some people, I'm like, why aren't you guys laughing? I can't understand a word you're saying.
Yeah, man, I noticed that a lot of comics out in LA hold their mic, they touch their mic to their chin. I think that's interesting. Like, you gotta have some willpower and some really, like, a lot of body control, you know, like, to keep it there all the time.
Dude, there's so many, like ticks, you know, like little things that I do from stand-up that I'm like, man, I didn't realize I would do that. Like, and I'm like, and they keep coming.
Yeah.
It's scary, because I'm like, why do I do that? Why do I do that? You know, like, oh, man, do you have any of those?
Oh, for sure. I was actually looking at my tape from the Improv Mania show, and I saw them all, man. Like I try to stand. I've been practicing posture, and then as soon as I get up on stage, I just saw my, like, hunch my back, like trying to. I don't know if it's me trying to be like cool, so that I'm like relaxed.
Yeah, I do the same.
It looks worse.
Man, I do the same thing, and it's funny you say that, because it's like, I don't know if that's like, you know, it's like we're like, oh hey, because I'm trying to work on my posture, and then of course when I see my stand up, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, this isn't good. Like I am, you know, like, and I don't know why it's like that. I think it's because, you know,
I wonder if it's because the people are down there and we feel like we gotta do this.
Well, I think my thing is because I don't really, like, when I do my stand-up, I don't think I'm like the coolest guy in school. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So I'm kind of like, dude, I'm a freaking idiot. Like, I'm like a freaking whatever. I don't have that much confidence.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yes.
Yeah,
So I think that's where that comes from. So.
For sure, and it is, man. It is. Like, props, you know, to comics that are able to go in there like, fuck, I don't give a fuck, this is boom, you know, because it takes a lot of balls, man. You're going out there and granted, a lot of these guys, I don't know, this is me probably just talking out of my ass, but I feel like some of the people with the most confidence probably are the hackiest or have the shittiest jokes, you know. So it's like, man, it's when you have, like, when you're pouring out something that's really true to you, you know, that I feel that's when your ego, you know, starts fucking with you. Like you're gonna tell them that?
Dude,
make us look bad?
And it's so funny, too, because as a guy with, like, a weaker ego, I'm just like, God, I wish I had that, you know? But at the same time, it's like, they're not writing or they're not working on, you know, the actual craft. They just like, ugh. And it's so funny because it's like, you know, there's so many different things that we always want from other comedians. Stephen Fry, you know, Stephen Fry, he's like a legend he's from England. He's like an England comic. He's an actor. If you saw his face, you'd be like, oh yeah. Well, he would talk about like the difference between American and British comedy. And American comedy, he like perceived it as like, yo, I'm so cool. Like, look at me up here. I'm so cool doing this. And then in England, they're like, yo, I'm a loser. Like
why are you guys listening to me? Yeah.
Well, it's like, can you like understand like how like lame my life is and stuff like that? So
I can see that. Because John Oliver is very much like that, where he, like, he's a badass dude, right? Like, like he's got a great fan base, but he's always like, who am I? I'm nobody. You know, like
I love that too, man. That's always, like in like self-deprecating. Like, to me, when I was first gonna do stand-up, I'm like, who am I gonna make fun of? It's always been myself. I was like, I'm always making fun of myself. I wouldn't get up in front of there and be like, these people. I'm like, no, this guy.
Yeah, no, it's true. That's what we know most of, right? Ourselves, or we like to think that. But definitely, I've heard that you want some self-deprecation. That way, people don't think you're just like that, like, oh, he's too cool for school kind of guy.
100%, man. I always like that because, you know, I don't. Well, it's so funny because you think about like, okay, the comics on stage, they're already above the audience, you know? So
Yeah.
it's like, I'm above you, but then you're all trying to get them on a certain level. Like, you're all trying to be on the same level.
Right, for sure.
So that's why my favorite like environments or venue to perform at are amphitheater style. Like, you know, put the comic on the ground and make the audience elevated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to me, it's like, yo, as a comic, you gotta like climb out of the
Yeah.
laughs, you know? So I love that situation because to me, I would feel like the audience is way more comfortable being like, ha ha ha, ha like laughing down at you.
Instead of looking up. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. And that makes sense because a lot of times I've been I've done this where I'll come out preachy.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it is because you know they feel like oh, here's this fucking guy tell me what, you know, and as opposed to maybe looking down, you're like, okay, what are you trying to say? You know,
Yeah.
like,
well, it's extremely natural to come out preachy at the same time because you're like, yo, I gotta gather around.
yeah. Gather around me, children.
Man, it's so funny saying gather around like you know. Have you seen Dave Chappelle ever around town like performing?
No, I haven't been looking up.
I remember the first time when I got to see him show up to the Comedy Store, like everybody gathered around.
Yeah.
And that was probably like one of the coolest things ever. Where it was like, man, there's like not enough more room in this, you know, or like standing room in this, you know, where he was performing.
Yeah.
So everybody was like packed in there just to like watch the greatness.
Yeah.
Dude. And that was cool.
That's badass, man. I think the only like the most badass celebrity walk-in I ever saw was at the Haha, and it was Joey Diaz.
Oh,
so that was pretty badass, dude.
Joey,
that was looking badass.
man, I miss Joey Diaz in LA because he would go to spots like that. Like he'd be
Yeah.
the fourth ball. Like
Oh, really?
Yeah,
No shit.
Yeah, he totally gave a shout out to the fourth ball and Joe Rogan, and was like, yeah, these guys go there, fucking every day working. He's like, I love being with them. You know, he's like, they fucking, you know.
I remember going to that fourth wall a couple of times, man. And that was crazy. Just the location. I don't know if it's still in the same place, but it was like next to a 7-Eleven.
It's still
like,
there,
yeah.
Man,
what the fuck is
dude,
all right.
The best open mics, if it's like you know, create your own space type of open mic, the best ones are by liquor stores.
Right? No shit.
Because you're like, dude, this is gonna always be good because people can go buy a drink and then go
chill.
kick it.
Yeah.
You know, it was like that was like Skip Town Theater. Did you ever do Skip Town Playhouse?
Yeah, right there off of Heliothorpe or something.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Liquor store right next to that, and that was so good. Fourth wall, there's like a liquor store right next to that too. So those are always like those venues are always going to be doing good because it's, you know, most of them are like bring your own beer type of thing. So
yeah, BYOBs are always cool.
Yeah,
especially in LA because fucking drinks out there are so expensive.
Yeah, you did an open mic last night. It was at a house, right?
Yeah, that was badass, dude. I took my own 12-pack, fucking butts and shit.
Yeah, man, I wanted to go so bad.
I was able to share with people too.
Did you ever meet Dustin when he was in LA?
Yeah, we did a couple of the Lexington and a couple other ones that we ran into each other. But I didn't recognize him, I'll be honest. And I was outside the pad the last time I came. And I was just chilling in my car. I got there super early, and he walked by. He's like, "Hey, man, Raphael, right?"
Oh, so you didn't even realize that he was his mic?
Yeah, no. Then I saw him, and I was like, "Oh shit, I do. Did I recognize you, man?" And then he brought it up. I was like, and it's just my short-term memory plus marijuana smoke, but I don't blame the weed. I'm just a dumbass.
That's good, dude.
But yeah, man, it was really cool, and they got something really nice there, man. It's a really cool open space. Bro, I was telling jokes about trying to be a player.
Yeah.
Being the worst player in history. Talking shit about transgender people, and not in a bad way, you know, but you know, touching subjects that are kind of you don't want to touch, you know, at a comedy club open mic.
Backyards, you know, that's what they're from. So, well, those are so good to have as like a comic, you know, because you're like, yo, I need like, I call them sandboxes.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I need a sandbox where it's like I can go anywhere and like build anything I want or go bury my shit.
Yeah, right, dude. That is exactly how it felt. Because you're right. Either you're gonna start it's the beginning of something awesome, or fucking let it. Like, that's it. You got it out.
No more.
Yeah. At least you got it out of yourself, man. Oh man, that's cool, man. I'm really happy. We bumped into each other at the Improv Mania Comedy Club. We had no idea.
Yeah,
I didn't know he was gonna be there. He didn't know I was gonna be there. So it was really cool. Shout out to Improv Mania and Dave for having us. It was a badass crowd.
Yeah, it was a great room.
It was right, small, nice, intimate. Good crowds, man. Good crowds.
Yeah, it's always fun when you're, this is the, isolated medium. This is the lonely road of show business as a stand-up comic.
Yeah.
So when you're going out there being like, yo, I'm just going to do my thing, but you get to run into a friend where you're like, oh, dude, you're doing the same thing. You're like, fuck.
But
You're
yeah,
like, yeah,
yeah,
dude, look at us, man. We're doing it, dude.
Feel good. And like, okay.
It's really reassuring. And it's
reassuring.
Yeah, it's so important because, like, you got to,
Yeah, dude, it was really cool, man. Like, you saw me, man. I was like, oh shit, Mikey.
Yeah, that was tight.
I was really happy, man, to see you, and thank you, dude, for being my first guest. You're actually the first one. I've had people say, yeah, I'll do it, but then they never pulled through. But
I'm down, dude.
The homie did, man.
I'm down. I don't care where we go if we do it from this medium.
It's
I did one last night. Like there was another dude. He used to go to the VFW. His name was Jacob, and
okay.
Yeah, he was like, dude, I see you're in town. You want to come do it? I'm like, yeah, I'm down, dude. Like, I'm just trying to help make content. I'm always down to flap my jaws about stand-up or whatever.
Yeah.
So.
For sure, man. You're welcome, bro. Thank you. How was the COVID for you, man?
It was all right. I mean, I didn't catch it, but.
Oh, good, bro.
Yeah, like I had a roommate move out back to the East Coast, so I had to move home for like 6 months, and so which was great actually. Yeah. I just kicked it with my mom.
Nice.
She's retired, so we just did puzzles. I
Cool.
read a lot. And I kind of have actually avoided stand-up for a long time because, like, I told you before, where I was, like, going so hard, like, the year before. I was, like, trying to get up every single night, hustle, grind as much as I can. And I kind of, like, freaking stubbed my toe doing it. So I was like, all right, I got to chill out. And I really enjoyed pandemic doing that. But stand-up is a disease, man. Like, it's a disease that possesses you. Because once you're, like, it's because I always love seeing when, like, dudes quit and then they come back. And I'm like, you can't leave it, man. You could literally let go of it and move on with your life. But it's like that innate thing inside of you where you're like, oh, dude, that would be funny. You're still constantly like writing material. So, but I give it up to
people laugh.
Yeah, I give it up to the guys who are like, no, I completely let it go.
Yeah, it's willpower, right? Like,
yeah.
And my willpower is to just want to keep doing this.
Yeah, I love the abuse. So
it is nice, man. That's good, man. I'm glad you didn't catch that shit. I think I did. It never official. I never got an official positive back, but my roommate, she had it, and after she got her positive thing, the following day I just had body aches, bro.
Yeah.
And then just felt shitty for a couple of days, and I was good, man. So it sucked, man. But you're right when you say it did give us time to relax, kind of
chill, exhale, not worry about it.
Yeah. Like where am I gonna? What's tonight? What's tonight?
Yeah. Did you do any park mics during that time?
No. I just did those virtual few of those virtual mics. The
Zoom.
Yeah.
Zoom doom. No, I give you props. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do any online shows. It was just, to me, it was so weird. And I was like, I thought about it a lot. Well, I was at my parents' house, so I was like, I'm not gonna. And of course, it was so insane because then it was like, leading up to the pandemic, there's always like your online presence. Like, what are you doing? Are you like talking to your selfie videos? Are you making content? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, man, I don't want to do none of that. And then the pandemic happened, so everyone's like, you're not an entertainer or a performer or whatever if you're not doing this, and this is the new medium, you gotta follow.
Right,
and it's like, Jesus Christ. So, luckily, and I still didn't.
Did I try
TikTok going?
I tried
quarantine.
It's funny. I did try to do shit like that. Like, for example, the first thing I really tried to do was I was calling it Raf's Happy Hour.
There you go.
And every day I would come home after work, buy some beer. I would just drink for like an hour. Hey, what's up, everybody? Some people would join me and shit. But then,
what would you do that on?
On Instagram, live. I would go live. But then, what started happening, dude? I was just drinking too much every day. I was like, because I wouldn't just drink for that 1 hour. Hour, all right. Thank you guys, peace. And then I still have 9 beers. That's like, okay.
That's, that's always a fun idea. And I've never tried to go live on any of those things because I'm always like, I don't know who's going to show up or try to have a conversation with me. But it's like, as an entertainer in the age we live in today, that might be something cool where it's just like you just kick it with people and talk to the chat, I would probably do something like that on Twitch. I think I'm waiting to get a really good camera.
Twitch, man. I've been thinking of doing that too, because at least that was like the first OnlyFans, no? But like just without. I'm pretty sure you could show titties on Twitch, right? If you wanted to.
I don't.
I mean, it's mostly for gamers.
Yeah.
From what I understand, but I'm pretty sure you could show titty. But no, it was on before OnlyFans, right? It was. Yeah. It was Twitch and then some other one.
Yeah. If there's another like. I don't remember.
Yeah, I remember there was another one. Because I tried to help.
That's a cam girl.
Yeah, I tried to help a comic set them up, but at the end of the day, nothing went through. But yeah, dude, it was fun, dude, trying to do stuff like that. Then what else did I try to do? I tried to do something else, bro, and then I just started doing the podcast.
Yeah,
I was like, this is probably gonna be. I could drink but at least it's just once a week or.
Yeah, and you do them solo, right?
Yeah, or once a month. My procrastinating ass.
How long do you go when you do solo?
I was doing like long ones, man, at first, like 45 minutes.
There you go.
To an hour, but then now it's like 20-30 minute average just to at least get something out there.
Yeah, dude.
Sometimes I poke my ass so much, dude.
I think about it all the time too, of like, oh, just talk to yourself, you know. But I'm like, I gotta stop talking about how I don't do things when I'm being recorded, because then people can use that as ammunition.
That guy doesn't do shit.
Come on. Well, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't have a podcast because nobody's, you know.
But yeah, I mean, dude, I have
to make one.
Tops, like 4 or 5 listeners, they're like cousins.
I know that's where it starts too. Like,
that's what's up. Shout out to all you rappers out there listening.
Family.
All love. Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, I got a friend who lives in Mesa right now, and he always usually tells me like, dude, yeah, whenever you're on stuff, I always check it out. I'm like, oh, all right.
Dope, yeah.
At least I got him.
Yeah, man. It is pretty cool when people tell you that they are listening. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Consider, sometimes I don't see it, or it's like on other different things.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know where people are listening to it most of the time. So when somebody says like, hey. I had my roommate's friend the other day. She was like, "Hey, I like your podcast. I've been listening to a few episodes." I was like, "What? Really?
That's legit."
Yeah, man. So
shout out Waffle House
down the street, huh? There's a lot of cool stuff out here in Mesa, man.
Yeah, I just went, and your freaking aunt lives so close to Bookman's. You ever been there? That's it's like a used bookstore, but you can like book like music, like instruments, toys, comics, like everything.
Really?
So it's like, you know, you can go and trade in stuff for.
Oh shit, that's dope.
Yeah, so I just
check it out
and I bought a book.
What book?
It's called Bear Flag Rising. It's about the
Bear Flag Rising.
The signing of the. That's why I'm gonna read the book so I know the information. 1846, basically the signing of Hidalgo. I think that's what it was.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know where Campo de Cahuenga is, right across the street from Universal Studios.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all about
all that area.
Yeah. Well, basically, when California, when we took California from the Spanish. So.
Oh wow.
Or the Mexicans, right?
That's pretty. Yeah.
That's Mexicans. That's why I'm reading these books, so I don't be a freaking ignoramus.
You damn Mexicans. That's cool, man. I got into reading books a lot. Before the pandemic, I was already reading books, but during the pandemic, a lot of audio books.
Oh yeah.
And I do more of spiritual
real books,
self-help. You know, like right now I'm reading Awakening.
Like, hilarious, dude.
By Shakti Gawain. What do you think about this, bro? But man,
I hate self-help.
You know how a lot of people do. I'm talking about being a procrastinator,
Spiritual ones are a little bit different, though.
This is the easiest book one can read. Literally, it's just like a paragraph a day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And dude, I'll go sometimes weeks without reading at least one page. I feel embarrassed sometimes. But what do you think about this, bro? July 26th, our natural sexuality has been disowned. Oh. Can I read it to you?
What's up? Yeah, go ahead, dude.
You just see, RAFFERS, what do you think about this?
You gave her a shout out, right? The author in the book?
Shakti. See, because we have disowned our primal animal selves, most of us has... All right. Well, I definitely read that, but as I was reading, the battery ran out. Showing Mikey how professional we are here at RAF Studios. And anywho, yeah, disowned sexuality, man.
Well, that has a lot to do with, I think, living in the phones and the internet, you know what I mean? So the human physical contact is diminishing every single day, which is such a bummer.
It is sad. You know what? It's true. It's funny. That's very deep. This morning, I was watching the news with my aunt, and they were talking about the link between smartphones and teenage loneliness. Like the more these kids are on their phone, the lonelier they feel.
Yeah, there keeps coming studies, the studies keep coming out that less people are fucking.
Yeah, and it's not just the teenagers. Like sometimes I feel lonely too. And the more you look at like the social media, you're like, man, everybody's having fun.
Yeah, dude, it sucks so bad.
It is.
That's why I think like I've always been a big thing. Like like sex is healthy. It's part of. It's like to me, it's fuel. Like I like it. It makes me feel really really good and a better person to get out there and believe in myself. I don't rely on it, but it helps.
Oh, for sure, man. There was the one yesterday was talking about how we also it was talking about our animal instinct, and how we're conditioned to not focus too much on that. Like people are more like, oh, you got to be spiritual, or you have to be well behaved, whereas our animal instinct sometimes is about conquering, taking what you need, that confidence, kind of that having that bite. And I feel it, man. I feel like sometimes maybe I make myself an example. I'll be too focused on trying to be a good person and good karma that sometimes I'll let people walk over me.
Oh, absolutely, man. I've been like my whole life. I've always been the nice guy.
Yeah.
And there's so many times where people will walk over you and you get upset, but at the same time, then you're like, at the same time, like, screw them. They probably weren't that good of a person in the first place. But I've come to a point where I'm like, I'm not gonna, like, I will always like be able to help and give, and if people want to walk over, I'm like, it's all right, man. If I can just somehow get those people out of my life, because they know like, my business, like what I'm putting out there is totally not that. So it's like those who take advantage of me, it's like, oh yeah, that sucks for me to get them near, but it sucks for them because they don't understand like what a positive friendship I can create for the future.
Absolutely, man. And I think you're right. The sooner they show that they're just the sooner they walk all over you is better, because then now they're like, okay, you're
it's like, all right, peace.
We tried, boom, no hard feelings, keep moving forward.
That's right.
Cool, man. You got a very good way of looking at life, man.
I tried it, man. I tried it. Well, I'm from a big family, so there's been a lot of influences and voices in my ears.
How big was your
I'm the youngest of 7. So.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's a big family, man. I only have one brother.
There you go.
Older. I'm the old one.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. That's cool, man. So you're the youngest of 7? All boys, all girls?
3 boys and 3 girls. So.
Oh, wow, man! Your friends got the
my mom.
And you were the oddball out.
Yeah, my mom.
The 7.
Well, it's funny because my mom got married to her first husband, had 3 kids. Then they split, and those kids have always been there.
Oh, okay.
And then she met my dad and had 4 kids, and so.
Oh, wow.
So the older 3, I didn't know they were halves until I got older.
Oh, wow.
Like I remember finding out they had a different last name. I'm like, what are you talking about? So
that's like a shock, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So now I'm like, dude, they're family. So
yeah,
they're brothers and sisters. I wouldn't see them as different.
That's badass, man.
Yeah, family rules.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. It's funny though. Some people try to differentiate the two, right? Like, I don't know if it's this way, but I've heard it in my culture, right? Where something if they're from the same mom, then your brothers and sisters. But if it's the
same dad,
then you are halves or something like that.
Yeah, dude, and that totally makes sense because like we all my whole family we basically worship my mom. Like
she was
it's like she's like the whole thing that we all like.
Yeah.
She's our.
And you all came out of her.
Yeah, exactly. So she's my creator. I've always been like that and seen it like that. So.
That's badass, man. That's really cool.
Yeah, family rules. Shout out to the end.
Oh, man. So what do you got coming up next, bro?
I'm headlining a show tomorrow in Tucson, the Motor Court Cafe. It's actually a lot of fun show. And then I'll be in Apple Valley on Wednesday. Then Saturday I'll be in Fontana.
Damn, so you're driving all the way to Apple Valley?
Yeah.
Tuesday night?
Yeah. Well, it's Thursday, right? Thursday. Did I say Wednesday?
Yeah,
it's Thursday.
Okay, I was gonna say that.
And then I'll be back in Tucson the 7th. I'll be back out here headlining another show. Yeah. And I'm supposed to headline a show in Reno, but I just heard the venue's gonna change, so we'll see.
Hell yeah, man! No, that's badass, dude. I'm glad you're out there headlining.
Thanks, doggy.
getting your time, man. Well deserved, bro. 13 years and
thanks,
in
dude.
LA, you were, like I said, man, you're hustling always there, dude. So I'm happy for you, bro. To much more continued success. Hopefully, I can set something up, man, with the homies in Texas. And
yeah, it'd be fun.
How would you guys like to see these two on the road together?
Let's rock.
Woo! So yeah, man. I called my little tour the Lone Cabron.
Yeah, that's pretty good, dude.
Like the lone
you can
asshole
hold
tour.
that too. Like you know, like no matter where you keep going, you can keep using that.
That's good, man. You got any little funny titles on the tour, thing like that?
No, and if there ever was, it'd just be Boo-Ha, you know, like something like Mikey's Boo-Ha in this place, or the Boo-Ha tour, or
I see.
Boo-Ha's again.
Dude, that's the tagline, man. That's
the old catchphrase.
The catchphrase, man. I can't wait to see shirts of it.
It's gonna
have little kids with a little boo-ha-ha, little Mikey McKernan action figure.
That's frightening, but I'm down.
Yeah, bro. I'm excited to you, man, and thank you very much for.
Oh, absolutely, dude. Thanks for
joining us.
Yeah, you're cool homie. Love chatting.
I thought I had more in-depth interview questions for you, but
it's alright. I do that. I make people go dry. Shout out to the ladies.
Yeah. Well, follow RAFFERS. Follow at Mikey McKernan. If he's anywhere near you, he's worth the drive, man. For sure, at least an hour drive. Definitely worth it. So don't make distance an excuse to miss out on this hilarious motherfucker. Anything else you want to tell the RAFFERS?
Just MikeyMcKernan.com for tickets. Follow me on Instagram. Maybe I'll put up some YouTube. We'll see.
All right. Thank you, RAFFERS. Once again, episode 42. See you later. Thank you, bro.
Yeah.